What if everything you've believed about happiness is completely wrong? Have you ever found yourself chasing one goal after another, thinking each achievement would finally bring you fulfillment, only to feel emptier with each success? Maybe you've earned promotions, built a family, or attained status, yet a quiet voice inside still whispers late at night, "Why doesn't any of this truly satisfy me?" If you've ever felt that hollow ache in your chest, you're not alone. Studies reveal a shocking truth. Nearly 80% of people quietly admit feeling unfulfilled even after checking off every box on society's list of achievements, yet no one talks about it openly. Instead, we hide behind forced smiles, scrolling endlessly through social media, desperately hoping the feeling will pass. But here's the profound secret hidden beneath that discomfort. One most people never realize: that emptiness isn't proof something is wrong with you. It's a sign you're awakening. Your inner self is calling, urgently whispering that you've built a life around someone else's definition of happiness. Carl Jung captured it perfectly. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Yet why is it so frightening to look inward? Because society has conditioned us to believe that discomfort means we're failing, when in reality it means we're finally waking up. The unsettling feeling in your gut isn't the enemy. It's a messenger, nudging you to question who you really are beneath all the roles you've played. Imagine, just for a moment, that you're standing at a crossroads. One path continues the illusion, a comfortable lie that society celebrates. The other leads inward to a truth you've always sensed but never fully faced. The question now isn't just about happiness, it's about courage. Do you have the courage to face the truth, to finally discover who you truly are? But here's the twist nobody warns you about. When you first dare to look inward, things might seem worse before they get better. You might expect clarity, but instead you encounter chaos. Suddenly, your relationships feel hollow, your career seems meaningless, and even simple comforts no longer bring relief. You're plunged into what mystics famously call the dark night of the soul. If you're in this darkness right now, breathe deeply, because this intense confusion isn't your downfall, it's your turning point. Yet here's why this moment is so misunderstood. Society labels such experiences as breakdowns or even mental illness, leaving millions to suffer silently, believing they're alone. Recent studies reveal that 85% of adults experience profound existential crises at least once, yet rarely discuss them openly. Let me paint you a vivid picture. Imagine lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, feeling an overwhelming emptiness in your chest. You've done everything right, yet you've never felt more isolated, misunderstood, or desperate. Your mind races with terrifying questions. Am I losing myself? Am I going crazy? It's moments like these when most people panic, retreating into distractions or numbing habits, desperate to escape. But here's the astonishing reality beneath the fear. Modern neuroscience has discovered something powerful happens during these dark moments. The parts of your brain responsible for your identity, known as the default mode network, actually begin loosening their grip, temporarily quieting down. It literally feels like your sense of self is dissolving, because in a profound sense it is. This ego dissolution isn't something going wrong, it's something deeply right. It's your first real step toward liberation. Think of it like the powerful story from Rumi. A chickpea boiling in a pot struggles violently to leap out, feeling tortured and confused. Yet the cook gently pushes it back, explaining softly, "I'm not hurting you, I'm transforming you into something beautiful." Just like that chickpea, your pain and confusion aren't punishment, they're necessary preparation for the person you're becoming. But there's still a critical question you must confront. Why does your mind fight so fiercely against this transformation? There's a hidden reason for this intense resistance, one we'll explore soon, that could forever change the way you see yourself and the world around you. What if your greatest strength lies hidden precisely in the thing you fear most: surrender? You've been conditioned your entire life to believe that surrender is weakness. Society teaches you to fight, resist, and cling tightly to your identity, your desires, your beliefs. Yet deep down, you've known for a long time that this fighting has left you exhausted, anxious, and deeply unhappy. So let me ask you something. What if the very resistance you've relied on isn't saving you, it's trapping you? But let's clear up a critical misunderstanding. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Giving up is passive, rooted in despair. Surrender, on the other hand, is a radical act of courage, a conscious choice to stop fighting against life itself. It's letting go of the illusion that you can control everything and embracing reality exactly as it unfolds. And paradoxically, when you finally let go, you're free. Neuroscience reveals something astonishing about surrender. Studies of mindfulness meditators show that when you consciously release resistance, your brain literally begins rewiring itself. The parts of your brain dominated by fear and anxiety quiet down dramatically, replaced by increased activity in regions linked to compassion and emotional freedom. Eckhart Tolle described this powerfully. When you recognize the voice in your head is not truly you, you're awakening. In that quiet space, beyond your ego, your real identity emerges. Let me illustrate this with a story rarely told. A tiger cub, orphaned and raised among goats, spent its life timidly bleating, anxiously imitating their every move. But one day, an older tiger spotted the cub, bewildered by what it saw. He took the cub to a stream, forcing him to confront his reflection. Terrified at first, the cub resisted, confused by the stranger staring back. Yet when the older tiger finally fed him meat for the first time, something primal awakened inside the cub. He realized he'd spent his entire life living a lie. Standing tall, he let out a powerful roar, finally surrendering to who he truly was. Your journey is the same. Letting go means stepping into the unknown, and yes, it's terrifying. But that terror isn't a sign of weakness, it's a doorway. Beyond it lies the freedom you've always desired but never knew how to reach. Your current struggle, your fear, your resistance isn't something holding you back. It's guiding you toward who you were always meant to become. Yet surrender raises a critical question. Are you truly ready to let go of everything you've held onto your entire life, your beliefs, your identity, your illusions, in exchange for discovering your true self? Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing the world as though you're experiencing it for the first time. Colors look brighter, ordinary moments feel profound, and you feel deeply connected, not just to those around you, but to everything. You've spent your life behind a curtain, and suddenly that curtain falls away. You realize you've always lived in a world infinitely richer than you'd ever imagined. This isn't fantasy, it's precisely what awakening feels like. Alan Watts described it beautifully. Awakening isn't creating something new, it's recognizing what's always been there. Nothing outside has changed, it's you who has transformed. Your perception shifts dramatically, revealing reality's hidden depth and beauty. Yet here's what might shock you most. Awakening isn't just spiritual, it's scientifically measurable. Neuroscientific studies show that after only 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation, your brain structure physically changes. Areas linked to anxiety and stress diminish, replaced by growth in regions responsible for empathy, joy, and emotional resilience. This means awakening isn't some mystical fantasy, it's a profound, tangible shift in how your brain operates. But awakening doesn't mean you'll never face challenges again. Instead, your relationship with life's obstacles changes completely. The psychologist Ram Dass summarized it elegantly. Be here now. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Yet true presence, the heart of awakening, is something most people rarely experience fully. After awakening, presence becomes natural, not just in meditation, but in washing dishes, waiting in line, or engaging in everyday conversations. Every moment becomes sacred. Awakening also transforms your relationships deeply. Suddenly, compassion isn't something you strive for, it emerges spontaneously, authentically. You begin recognizing yourself in others. Your empathy grows naturally, allowing deeper connections and greater intimacy in all your interactions. Awakening reveals a profound interconnectedness, one previously hidden by your ego-driven illusions. Yet here's a vital truth few spiritual teachings emphasize clearly enough. Awakening isn't reserved for monks, mystics, or lifelong meditators. It's available to you, right here, right now. In fact, your current struggles, confusion, and even pain aren't obstacles, they're your gateway. Every difficulty you've faced has been guiding you toward a deeper truth you've always sensed but never fully grasped. That happiness, peace, and meaning were never outside you. They've always existed within, quietly waiting for you to notice. Yet there's still a crucial question that remains. How do you sustain this awakening in daily life, and especially when faced with stress, challenges, and the chaos of everyday existence? The answer to this will fundamentally alter how you approach every moment from now on. Imagine you've just experienced the most profound realization of your life. You've glimpsed clarity, tasted true peace, and felt a connection deeper than words could ever describe. But now, it's Monday morning, and life calls you back. Your alarm rings, your phone buzzes with notifications, your responsibilities pile up, and anxiety creeps in. You ask yourself, how can I possibly maintain this newfound awareness when reality keeps pulling me back into old patterns? Here's where most people lose their way after awakening. Not in moments of meditation or profound insights, but in everyday life. Yet this is precisely where real transformation takes root. Integration, bringing your awakening into the mundane, isn't just beneficial, it's absolutely essential. Without integration, your powerful insights fade into distant memories rather than becoming a lived reality. Zen masters describe integration perfectly. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. At first glance, it appears confusing. Has anything changed? Absolutely everything. The external tasks remain exactly the same, but your internal experience transforms completely. Washing dishes isn't a chore. It's mindfulness in action. Traffic jams aren't frustrating delays, they're opportunities for practicing patience. Conversations aren't mundane obligations, they're invitations to practice compassion and presence. But let's face the uncomfortable truth clearly. Integration isn't easy. Life constantly tests your newfound clarity, particularly through familiar triggers. Ram Dass humorously warned, if you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family. Integration means finding peace and compassion precisely in situations where they're hardest to access. During conflicts, daily frustrations, and seemingly insignificant annoyances, imagine a relatable moment. Your child throws a tantrum in public, your co-worker disappoints you at the last minute, or your partner triggers an old emotional wound. Integration happens exactly here, when instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, you pause, breathe deeply, and consciously choose patience or compassion. You're not just holding on to some spiritual ideal, you're embodying it. You're choosing authenticity over reaction, presence over habitual response. Research clearly supports this. People who integrate awakening into daily life report significantly reduced anxiety, greater resilience, deeper relationships, and increased overall happiness. Those who resist integration, clinging instead to old patterns, often relapse into suffering despite profound spiritual experiences. Integration, therefore, isn't optional. It's the heart of true awakening. Pema Chodron captures this beautifully. We think spiritual practice is a heroic journey, but in reality it's gently returning again and again to the present moment. Integration doesn't demand perfection, only willingness. When you inevitably slip back into unconscious patterns, and you will, don't judge yourself harshly. Instead, gently guide yourself back to awareness. Every time you return to presence, you strengthen your awakening. Integration also means living courageously, letting go of relationships, habits, or careers that no longer align with your truth. It can feel frightening, even painful, to leave behind what once defined you. Yet you're making space for something infinitely more meaningful, something aligned with your true self. This is the real practice of awakening, not escaping life, but fully engaging with it, finding profound meaning precisely in its messiness. Yet integration isn't your final destination. There's one last, profoundly meaningful stage you must reach, a realization that transforms your awakening from personal insight into collective purpose. It's a shift that will forever redefine the way you see your journey and your role in the lives of everyone around you. What if your spiritual awakening was never meant just for you, but as something much bigger, designed to quietly transform the lives of countless others around you? When you've truly integrated your awakening, something beautiful and deeply humbling begins to unfold. You realize your transformation isn't merely personal. You now carry a profound gift, one you're compelled to share. Yet this doesn't mean standing on a mountaintop shouting your insights for all to hear. Rather, it's quiet and subtle, expressed in the authenticity and compassion you now effortlessly embody in everyday life. Joseph Campbell famously described the hero's journey. The hero ventures outward, faces trials, experiences deep transformation, and finally returns home with newfound wisdom. But here's the critical part most people overlook. The journey isn't complete until the hero shares what they've learned. Your awakening mirrors this journey precisely. After darkness, struggle, surrender, clarity, and integration, you now hold a profound responsibility, a joyful one, to live your truth openly and gently guide others toward their own awakening. But let's clarify exactly what sharing this gift looks like, because you might misunderstand it as preaching or persuading others. It's not that. Instead, it's simply embodying the truth you've discovered. It's the quiet patience you extend when someone disappoints you. It's the genuine compassion in your voice when someone opens up about their struggles. It's the authentic presence you bring into every ordinary interaction. You inspire not by what you say, but by how deeply you live. There's a Zen parable that perfectly captures this truth. After achieving enlightenment, a monk quietly returns to the marketplace, barefoot and smiling, blending effortlessly into ordinary life. He doesn't announce his wisdom, he lives it simply and humbly. His mere presence quietly uplifts everyone around him, radiating calm, compassion, and authenticity. Without trying, he transforms lives. Like this monk, your awakened presence becomes a subtle yet profound source of inspiration to those who cross your path. Yet, here's what many fail to anticipate about this final stage. Your awakening carries a profound responsibility, not heavy or burdensome, but joyful and expansive. By embodying your authentic self openly, you're quietly lighting the path for others, guiding them out of their own darkness. Your authenticity, kindness, and openness become contagious, quietly triggering awakenings in people you might never even meet directly. Rumi once wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you. Every difficulty you faced, every painful, confusing moment wasn't random suffering. Those struggles uniquely prepared you to support others facing similar darkness." Your past pain becomes your deepest wisdom, quietly empowering you to empathize, connect, and support those still trapped in confusion. This is precisely what Ram Dass meant when he gently reminded us, we're all just walking each other home. Your journey isn't solitary, it's intimately connected to everyone else's. You're now perfectly positioned to gently remind others of their inner truths, not through lectures or dogma, but through the simple authenticity of your presence. Imagine just for a moment the ripple effects your awakening might create. One simple act of genuine compassion, sharing your story, listening deeply, or being present when someone feels lost, can spark a transformation in someone else's life. That person then quietly inspires another and another, until quietly, subtly, and powerfully the world around you begins to shift. Right now, someone desperately needs to hear they're not alone, that their confusion isn't a mistake, and that deeper meaning awaits them. By sharing your story openly, your awakening might quietly become their gateway to freedom. If this resonates deeply with you, consider the profound impact your simple act of sharing or connecting might have. Together we can create a quiet revolution, not loud, not flashy, but undeniably powerful. One awakened heart inspiring another and another, until collectively we transform countless lives simply by living authentically, compassionately, and openly. This isn't just a video you've watched, it's an invitation, a catalyst for something much bigger. The truth you found doesn't belong only to you, it belongs to everyone.